نبدأ في تشابتر 5 والأول نتفرج على فيديو ليه للتشابتر.
Chapter 4 New Owners. Or helper. There are some, and I had another new owner. Chapter 5 The life of a taxi driver.
Bluetooth
My
mode.
new owner gave me food.
Many kilometers towards London. It was getting dark, and the lights were on in the streets when we arrived in the big city. There were streets to the left and streets to the right, and I thought we would never arrive. Finally, however, my owner gave a call, and a door opened in a small house. A woman and 2 children ran out. "Is he gentle, father?" called the girl. "Yes, he's as gentle as you are. Come and say hello," he said. "Let me get him some food and water," said the woman, and I was taken into a comfortable stable. "I think I'll be happy here," I thought. My new owners were called Jerry and Polly, and their children were Harry and Dolly, who were aged 12 and 8. They were all very happy people. Jerry owned a taxi carriage and another horse called Captain. The next day, Captain went out with the taxi carriage in the morning. Then it was my turn in the afternoon. Jerry was a very good driver and was very kind to me. He took me to a wide street where there were big houses and shops filled with food. There were many other taxis stopped outside the shops, waiting for passengers. The other drivers said hello to Jerry, and then came to look at me. "He's too handsome to pull a taxi," said one. "Well," said Jerry, "I'll soon find out, won't I?" Then the owner of the taxi business came over, a tall man called Mr. Grant. He studied me as if he wanted to buy me. Then he said, "He's a good horse. He will do well for you, Jerry." The first few days of pulling a taxi were difficult. I did not find it easy in London. There was so much noise and so many people. It was difficult to find my way between all the other carriages, but in time I began to trust Jerry, and I stopped worrying. At the end of the day, I was given good food and fresh water. Harry always helped to look after me and worked as hard as a much older boy. And Polly and Dolly also came to see me often. Jerry was the best owner I have had. Jerry was always kind to me, but he was not always happy with his passengers. One day, 2 young men came out of a hotel and called him over. "Hey, taxi driver, we are late for our train. Go as quickly as you can so we can catch the 1 o'clock train. We will give you an extra £1, said one of them. "I will take you, but only at our usual speed," said Jerry. Another taxi driver heard him and called out, "I'll go fast for you. He won't go fast because he loves his horse." The men laughed and jumped into the other taxi. I must always think about my horse, said Jerry. £1 won't help if it makes my horse too tired to take other passengers for the rest of the day. Jerry was a very good driver, and with a light pull of the reins, he drove me carefully among the carriages, horses, people, and taxis that filled the streets, some going one way, some the other. I always felt safe because I trusted Jerry.
ده الجزء الاولاني بتاع تشابتر 5 الجزء الاولاني. ففي الاسئله بيقول who were Jerry and Polly. طبعا دول البلاك بيوتي's new owner. they were black beauty's new owner الملاك الجدد. who were Jerry's children. طب اطفاله بقى، اطفال جيري ده اللي هو الراجل، اما بولي دي الست. طب مين اطفاله؟ هاري and دولي. هاري and دولي دول البنات. طب عمرهم they were aged 12 and 8. aged 12 and 8. what did Jerry own. كان عنده ايه؟ a taxi carriage. ودي بقى نقطة فارقة في حياة بلاك بيوتي. النهارده بقى هيبدأ يشتغل على تاكسي. يعني ايه؟ هيبقى عربية تاكسي، وهو طبعا هيجرها ويبدأ يجيب زباين وكده. يبقى هي a taxi we owned a taxi car and a horse called captain. يبقى عنده كده حصانين، بلاك بيوتي وعنده حصان تاني اسمه كابتن. who pulled a taxi carriage in the morning and in the afternoon. كابتن pulled it in the morning and black beauty pulled it in the afternoon. مقسمها نبطشيه. كابتن ده الحصان، الكابتن ده كان بيشد العربيه الصبح، وبلاك بيوتي هو اللي كان بيروح يشتغل على العربيه بعد الظهر. طب why didn't Jerry go fast for the passengers who wanted to catch a train. لما اقول في مشى دوت، لما جه واحد قال له احنا عايزين نلحق القطر بتاعنا، قطر الساعه 1. طب ليه ما جريش ليه بالركاب؟ because he cares about his horses. لانه بيهتم بالخيول بتاعه، بيحب الحصانه بتاعته. الحاجه لما بتبقى بتاعتك ما بتحبش حد يبوظها. هو برضو نفس الفكره كده. اسئله تفكير نقدي، لان في الامتحان هيجي لنا سؤالين. Do you think that Black Beauty had happy time with Mr. Jerry and his family. حياته كانت حلوه مع الراجل ده. Yes, as they were kind. ناس طيبه. طب why do you think that Mr. Grant studied Black Beauty well. جه بقى الراجل مستر جرانت اللي هو الراجل اللي هو زي ما بنقول كده ايه، المعلم الكبير بتاع الحناطير. ليه درسه كويس؟ قال I think he wanted to make sure that he was a good horse. يشوف كده انت جايب حصان اي كلام ولا حصان 100. فهو عايز يشوف، يتأكد، make sure. Why do you think Black Beauty began to trust Jerry. ليه Black Beauty او بدأ يثق، ليه يحصل ثقة متبادلة ما بينهم؟ because Jerry was so kind and a very good driver. لانه كان سائق جيد. والمشهد او بسبب الحتة اللي فوق دي، ما جريش بالحصان بتاعه. If you were Jerry would you drive Black Beauty faster for money. طب انت لو مكانه بقى تجري بسرعة عشان تاخد فلوس زيادة؟ طبعا no because we should be kind to animals. لا، عشان لازم اكون طيب مع الانيمالز اللي هي الحيوانات بتاعتي. ده بالنسبة للجزء الاولاني. الجزء الثاني.
Holidays were not common for taxi drivers. Many of the taxi drivers did not own their horses, but hired them each day. That meant they had to work very long hours without a rest to get enough money. Some of them were not like Jerry and always had to work for 7 days a week. I felt sorry for both the horses and their drivers. One day, a carriage arrived outside a park where we were waiting to take a family home. The horse that pulled the carriage looked very thin and very old. She had sad eyes which looked at me carefully. "Black Beauty?" she said quietly, and then coughed. It was Ginger. Ginger looked so very different. She told me about her life since we lived at Earlshall Park. First, a wealthy man bought her, but she was not able to run very fast after her fall, and she was soon sold again. She had many new owners, each one paying a little less money for her. Then I was bought by a man who has many horses and hires them to men who need them for taxi carriages, she continued. but I'm not strong enough for this work. The men hit me hard when they want me to go faster. I work every day without any break. You usually kick people who aren't good to you, I reminded her. I'm not strong enough to do that now, she said. Men are always stronger than me. If they can get me to work longer hours for more money, they will. I know life is difficult for them too. They always think about their families before they worry about their horses. At that moment, a man came up to her and began to drive her away. "Goodbye, Black Beauty," she said. "You've always been my best friend." I never saw poor Ginger again. I worked hard for Jerry all year. It was not easy work, but I enjoyed helping people. One day, we saw a poor woman in the street. She was carrying her small son. "Please, sir, how do I get to the hospital? My son's ill, and I do not know London." "It is 5 kilometers," said Jerry. "You cannot carry your son that far. I'll take you. You don't have to pay me." The woman was very pleased, but before she could get into the taxi, 2 men jumped up in front of her. "Take us to Regent Street," called one of them. "This woman is taking the taxi," said Jerry. "Our business is important. We were first in the taxi. She can wait." Jerry looked at the men and then said, "You can stay in the taxi as long as you want. I can wait while you rest yourselves." Then he turned to the poor woman and said, "Don't worry, they'll soon be gone." Jerry was right. Soon the men angrily got out of the taxi and walked off down the road. Jerry then helped the woman into the taxi. We left the woman and her son at the hospital, and as we were leaving, a wealthy-looking woman called us over. "Jerry Barker? Is it you? I'm pleased to find you here, because it's difficult to find a taxi in this part of London."
الجزء الثاني بدأ بقى بلاك بيوتي يدرس حالة الراجل اللي هو المالك بتاعه. فهو بدأ يشوف يقول ان الهوليديز الاجازات ما كانتش كومن فور تاكسي درايفرز. طب ليه سواقين التاكسي عامه في لندن في الفتره دي ما كانوش بياخدوا اجازات؟ لان بيكوز they have a lot of work on holidays، لان اساسا الشغل بتاعهم بيبقى في الاجازه. ما هو طبيعي اي واحد عنده تاكسي بيجي فتره الاجازه تلاقي الناس عايزه تخرج، الناس عايزه تروح هنا وهنا، ده وقت الشغل. طب ويبقى because they have a lot of work on holidays. Why did many drivers have to work 7 days a week؟ نفس الفكره، ليه سواقين كتيره لازم يشتغلوا ال7 ايام، مثلا ما ياخدوش جمعه وسبت اجازه مثلا كده؟ قال لك because many of them hired the horses، لان اغلبيتهم كانوا بيأجروا الحصانه. so they had to work hard to get enough money. ما انا لما بأجر الحصان يبقى انا معناها ان انا هشتغل ليا وعشان ادفع حق الايجار بتاع الحصان. How did Ginger change with time؟ لما قابلها بقى بلاك بيوتي لقى اتغيرت زي مرور الوقت. she became very thin and old، وصوتها حتى كان باين في الفيديو. طب what did the man who bought Ginger used to do with horses؟ طب الراجل اللي كان اللي اشترى جينجر كان متعود يعمل مع الحصنه هاير هورسز، كان بيأجر حصنه. كان في فتره بلاك بيوتي برضو كان مع واحد كان بيأجر حصنه. who needed them for taxi carriage، زي فكره بلاك بيوتي كده برضو دلوقتي. طب وين ديد ذا مين هيت جينجر هارد؟ امتى كانوا بيضربوها؟ وين ذي wanted هير تو ران فاستر، التوقيت اللي كانوا عايزين يخلوها تسرع تجري. طب وات ديد بلاك بيوتي ريمايند جينجر اوف؟ فكرها بحاجه كده، قال لها فاكره ايه؟ قال لها هي تولد هير ذات شي يوزد تو كيك بيبول، قال لها ما انتيش فاكره لما كنت ترفصي الناس؟ هو انت جود تو هير، اللي كان وحش ليكي كنت بترفضيه، انت نسيتي ولا ايه؟ كان رد فعلها قالت له طبعا I can't do that now because I am so weak، بقيت ضعيفة. How was Jerry kind to the poor woman؟ لما جت بقى الست بقى المسكينة دي كان طيب معاها ازاي؟ لان he drove her to hospital without money، عرض انه يوديها المستشفى مع ابنها اللي كان مريض، ورفض انه ياخد فلوس بلا مقابل. Where was the poor woman going to the hospital؟ ليه؟ why؟ because her son was ill. Where did the two men want to go؟ كانوا عايزين يروحوا فين؟ لما جم بقى اتنين ونطوا هم في التاكسي قبلها. They wanted to go to Regent Street، كانوا عايزين يروحوا شارع اسمه شارع ريجنت موجود هناك في لندن. طب ليه؟ for their business، الشغل بتاعهم. طب why didn't Jerry take money from the old woman؟ ليه ما خدش منها فلوس؟ طبعا هو وصلها هي الاول، هو قال لهم اركبوا بس انا كده مش همشي، انا هفضل واقف، فعشان كده هم سابوا التاكسي ونزلوا. ما خدش منها فلوس بيكوز هيز كايند مان، راجل طيب. وربنا كافئه بقى هنا بالويلثي لوكينج وومن. لما جت الست الثريه كانت مبسوطه جدا. ليه كانت مبسوطه؟ ان هي وجدت جيري في المكان ده، لان بيكوز ات واز ديفيكالت تو فايند ا تاكسي هير، المكان ده اللي كان قدام المستشفى ده كان صعب ان هو او هي تلاقي تاكسي في المكان ده. Do you think that the poor woman was pleased with Jerry Parker؟ طبعا كانت الست دي مبسوطة منه. ليه؟ because he was kind to her. He took her to the hospital and her son and he refused to take any money، ورفض ياخد فلوس. Do you like Jerry's character؟ حابين شخصيته طبعا. مجمل الفصل ده yes because he was a kind man، كان طيب. Do you think that Jerry should have taken the two men to their business؟ سؤال كده بيني وبينك بقى، تفتكر كان جيري كان لازم ياخد الاتنين دول لشغلهم؟ ها، لو هنتكلم بمنطلق ذوقيا ياخدهم الشغل لان هم اللي ركبوا الاول. طب انسانيا نقول نو as they can take another taxi. انت راجل مقتدر، راجل دلوقتي شغال بيزنس مان، راجل اعمال، خد تاكسي 2 3 غيره. لكن الست دي كانت poor and needed help at this time، كانت محتاجه في الوقت ده المساعده. ده بالنسبه للتشابتر 5. انت بعد ما بتخلص المذاكره بتقعد تقرا الكلام ده تاني، بتقرا الفصل بتاعك وتحل عليه. ده مجمل تشابتر 5.